take you home. Know that I'm waiting. She's a miracle. She's a miracle. Oh, 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 oh. Diamonds. She turns thieves to diamonds. Whoa. Trying to find that silver lining. Whoa. And once in a while, I'll go walking in the twilight, counting down to midnight. Close my eyes and wait for her to shine. I'm high
shit. New format for Masked Singer this season. I'm so mad about it. It's like, okay, I wasn't going to start with this, but here we go. It's like if they had the conversation of what are the things that we've been doing in the past season's formats that Addison has hated and most complained about, and let's take all of those and let's put them all into one season. Like, literally, the formatting is... It's like they went out of their way to make the worst format you could for me. But let's say hello to everybody. Dustin and Nick, welcome in. Maple. The lovely Scooty Johnson is here, everyone. Maddie Worth, amazing streamer. Can we get a shout out? Dustin, will you do shout outs for people in chat who are streamers as well? Who else we got?
Her movements, her dancing, her voice, everything about her is terrific.
Lana? Lana?
What?
Thank you guys for the hype train. Choo-choo, bitches. Who else we have? Of course, the iconic Tiana, who I was able to see so recently at my big birthday party that I had 2 months late. Which is the most... Only I had a giant birthday party 2 months after my birthday, and I made all the friends, all the divas come out. We had a drag performance. Manny and Tiana were finally able to meet in person. That was everything. Who else we got? We got Celine. We got Salzer. Y'all, can I tell you something wild about Salzer? Salzer and I have recently... So we found out, Salzer and I, that... I believe it was on my stream. We found out that we had gone to the same high school. And it occurred to me that because Salzer was there a little before me, that there was a strong chance that Salzer was there when my grandfather worked there. And turns out he was. Salzer literally knows my grandfather. What a small world. Who else is here? Who else is here? Celine's Dijon is here. The icon, the legend. Who else we got up in here? Of course, the iconic Lana Del Elsa is here. Lana, how are you doing? How have you been? Lana, did you hear? Did you hear who's going to be on the panel for Masked Singer this season? Did you hear who's going to be one of the guest judges on Masked Singer this season? Hi, Rococo. And I wasn't invited. You wouldn't have come. You don't love me. Hi, Tom. How are you? Tom, how's Amsterdam? Like I said in description, what's the final 2 episodes of Claim to Fame? I'm no longer the Masked Singer loop. No, Lana, not this. Not this. We must learn right now. Okay. Masked Singer. Okay. Ready? Okay, we're ready, everyone. Masked Singer, Season 8. The mermaid, the Venus flytrap, it looks like. Snowflake. Miss Robot, maybe. That's like a leopard, but we already had a leopard. Those are like the... I don't know. That's just Donny Osmond.
TV's global phenomenon is
That's like a hedgehog, maybe? That's the bride.
Like nothing you've ever seen before.
Avocado. I saw like
every week.
I don't know.
New costumes.
Here comes
Not,
the
I
bride,
don't know.
ready
Some of
to
these.
snatch
I need
that
to see like
Masked
full
Singer
pictures
trophy.
of all
New
of them.
themes.
Vegas night.
Comedy night. Andrew Lloyd Webber night.
Fuck Andrew Lloyd
Muppet
Webber.
night.
Blondes have more fun, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
The Queen, Mistress Piggy, will be there. Gay rights. Gay rights is Miss Piggy being on the panel for Masked Singer.
The most incredible performances.
I don't get what this is supposed to be. I literally don't know what that is. I forget how bad Australian
One
Masked
of the best performances
You know who-
we've ever had.
And
Okay, I don't want to watch the rest of this because the format's stupid. Celine, it is so funny to me that the winner of the most recent season of Masked Singer I'm sorry. The winner of the most recent season of Masked Singer Australia was... It was fucking, who was it? It was Melody Thornton from the Pussycat Dolls. It's like, that's pathetic. Nicole Scherzinger gets to host the original Going Not the Disco Ball. Can I tell you, though, I knew... It took me all of 2 seconds to identify that Sheldon Riley was the Snapdragon or whatever the hell he was. I'm like, oh, I know that voice anywhere. But how has everybody been? I've missed you. Listen, I was off for a bit because I was burnt out from streaming, and then I tried to come back, and then I had like a medical moment where I couldn't really stream, and then that cleared up just in time for me to start my new job. So I'm working now. She said, as RuPaul says, you better work. So I've been working. I have like a full-time job now. Like, can you believe it? Me, of all people. I know you don't see it for me. I don't see it for me. But I have a full-time job. I'm doing leasing for an apartment complex now. But we're back. We're back to streaming. We're gonna feel it out. We're feeling it out. You know, that's where we come down to right now. We're feeling it out. Because, and not the job, sorry, I should clarify what I mean by that. Not the job. We're gonna feel out what streaming's gonna look like with the job because, like, days I work, by the time I get home, like, I can't really stream. Unless maybe I don't work the next day, but like I get home late, so like if I did a stream it'd have to be a short one. Well, we'll feel it out. At the very least, I want to start streaming on days I don't work again. I hear you love it. I do I do like the job. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So I'm just, and you know, I have an hour commute. Like, it's just a lot. I'm getting the feel for it because I've been there at this point like a bit over a month, close to a month and a half. So I'm just getting the feel for it. So what's on the docket today? Everyone, today's a big day. Hot topics, you better talk about yourself. Is that the icon JP? You guys, I don't have, JP doesn't stream, but I am, as always, going to shout out the icon JP's Instagram. Give them a follow. Give them a follow on Icon a Legend, who I just saw last night, who was partially witness to me trying not to have a full emotional breakdown in the middle of the club. I was literally like holding back tears. It was bad. It was bad. But like, there's a drag competition not dissimilar to Drag Race that goes on in Boston called Drag Gauntlet, and it's a bunch of people from the Boston and surrounding area drag scene. And so like at this point, like I know people who are on it. Like I'm friends with them. And the bottom 3 for the episode who had to do the elimination challenge were literally like the 3 people I'm closest to, and I just was like, because I was like, those are my 3 best friends on the stage, sticking their hands in buckets of ice water, lip syncing Dark Lady by Shero, and I was like, I don't want any of them to go home. I was like, no. Even though like I knew in my heart it was gonna be a not elimination, I was still like, no, they can't go home. It was rough. I was in a damn mood is all I'm gonna say. But what's on the docket for today? So today's a big day because, and this is part of the reason I had to come back to streaming, you guys. We have to review the cast of Survivor 43. It's a tradition on the channel now. When the cast comes out, we go through and review them. The cast has been out for like days now, and I haven't looked. I've been withholding from myself so that we could look together. And I'm excited. we are going over the cast of Drag Race UK Season 4. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I took a peek at it. I don't really have thoughts. Well, Cheddar Gorgeous, I'm excited to see. Cheddar Gorgeous, like, everyone, you know, Cheddar Gorgeous is in that Joe Black way of, like, just someone who's very known in the UK drag scene. I have to pull up... But who's ready? I have to make my winner pick. I have to make my winner pick, you guys. If you don't know, I have correctly predicted the winner. Well, I correctly predicted the winner for season 41. And there's proof of it. There's proof of it. Okay. Who's ready? Who's ready? I don't want this ad. How do I get rid of it? Hello? There's an X button and I'm clicking it and it's just not working. Hello? Okay, I guess that just... Hello? Why is my ad blocker not working? Oh, just a YouTube video, so I could just pause it. It's just gonna be there. I have ad blocker. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Let's go. First up, we have Elizabeth Ellie Scott. Now, I love the... Is this a two-piece or is this a one-piece? It looks like it's... It looks like this... I'm going to zoom in a little more. Oop! Well, shit. See, look, I'm clicking the X and it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Now it works. Okay. This is Ellie. I like the sensible one piece. I feel like that's actually going to be terrible on Survivor. Like, if that's what she's actually wearing into the game, I'm a little worried for her. Just because, like, you just, like, to just have one, you got one top and bottom all connected. She looks Republican. Dustin. Let's see a little bit about her. Oh, Evan, we have to start, we're all on Dead Parent / Grandparent Watch. It's an annual tradition. They always are like, my hero is Dead Parent. So, I believe these are broken in alphabetical order by tribe. So the 6 people we're about to read about are all on one tribe together. Okay, let's see. Ellie Scott fell in love with Survivor after a friend in grad school compared her to Michelle Fitzgerald, and the 31-year-old hopes that her work as a clinical psychologist, okay, work, will see her get similar success. Specializing in working through PTSD with veterans, she believes her skills as a connector will get her through the 26-day battle she's about to enter. And though she knows she masks some surprising disorganization, she plans to cover for that by becoming the next Advantage Queen. Now, I don't love this. I don't love her strategy being advantages. I mean, it happens these days on Survivor, but I don't love that. She was from Georgia, but she lives in Salt Lake City, Utah. I wonder if she knows Jen Shaw. We'd have to ask. Oh my god, we'd have to ask. I bet she does know Jen Shaw. We stand then. We stand Salt Lake City. Okay, her favorite hobbies are rock climbing, skiing, and karaoke at dive bars. There's nothing there. Joe Biden can earn back my vote if he pardons Jen Shaw. Hashtag Jen Shaw did nothing wrong. 3 words to describe you. Clever, perceptive, and authentic. Those are nothing. I mean, when I play Outlast, I'm a bit of an advantage queen. Oh, girl, me too. Me too. I love to find an advantage. You know who's great at finding advantages? Jack Connors, which is why I voted him out when we played together on his stream. Dustin voted me. I tried to get Jack out round 1 when we had the chance. Dustin ratted me out and then voted me out. And then Dustin got voted out. And then I beat Dustin to come back. And then I made an alliance with the 2 random icons where I was trying to keep safe. And then we voted everyone else out. And we were the final 3. Jack didn't find any. He found the idol round 1, which is why I wanted to vote him out because I didn't think he'd play it. Pet peeves. Really? The only way someone can earn a spot on my bad side is being inconsiderate or intentionally hurtful to others. Social... Dustin's gonna feel like an asshole now. Social injustice and discrimination make my blood boil. I will always speak up when I observe it, even if it gets me into trouble. And here Dustin tried to say that she was a Republican. Dustin, you were wrong. Social injustice and discrimination make her blood boil. Okay, what is the accomplishment you are most proud of? I am most proud of persistence in education despite challenges. When it came time to apply for college, my high school advisor told me I'd be wasting time and money if I enrolled, but I had a deep desire to study psychology so that I could work toward helping families like mine that were impacted by addiction. I was accepted to a program for students with lower GPAs and/or standardized test scores, with the contingency that I had to make A's in all of my first semester classes. That is an ungodly specific program. I did not know those existed. After meeting this requirement, I realized how good it felt to do well in school, show up to class, and try hard at things that are challenging. Fucking nerd. Nerd. I graduated college early with a 3.89 GPA and proceeded to earn a 4.0 in all of my master's and doctoral courses. People who get a 4.0 in college are just tryhards. Like, gross. Ew. Not the moment. What is something we'd never know from looking at you? Most people don't know that I'm creative and artsy. I love to paint and learn new crafts when I have time for it. Now, see, I would have guessed that looking at her. Who is your hero and why? My abuelos. My maternal grandparents are my greatest heroes because of their ability to persevere through adversity and take risks to better the lives of their family and communities. So we're at 1 for saying that your parents or your grandparents are your heroes. So I wouldn't have guessed that she's partially Latina. That's maybe, but she is. Good for her. Dustin, were you hoping that would play, I asked my grandparents, which past survivor will you play the game most like? I think I have the natural ability to lead a group to the end in the same way Kim Spradlin did, but I also realized she had a lot of luck and circumstance on her side during her first season. Kelly Wentworth is an example of how I will play if I find myself without such luck. I'm scrappy and crafty and would be fighting up until the last minute to find idols and sway votes in the same way. I can also see myself playing a social and strategic game like Surrey Fields. People see me as caring and nurturing, so I will be afforded more room to subtly manipulate and push for my best interest without turning people against me. I'd also feel proud to play and grow in the same way that Sarah Lacina did. Not that Republican bitch. We hate Sarah Lacina. This is a Sarah Lacina hate account. And I literally tweet... I tweet so much hate about Sarah Lacina, but Sarah Lacina can choke. I hate that bitch. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? I will outwit by use of my natural social skill and cutthroat strategy. People will trust, share information, and be disarmed by me, which will make me dangerous. I'm coming into the game with the understanding that Survivor is a world with a different set of social norms. So my mindset will shift away from psychologist ethics and towards survivor ethics. I will outplay with my natural competitiveness, athleticism, and tenacity. I will not give up. In this new era, advantages are key, so I will hustle hard to find and use advantages to keep myself alive. And I will outlast by moving towards small goals that will motivate me along the way. I will know when to strike and when to lay low. I will be sneaky when I have to be, and transparent when it is beneficial. I will adapt with the game. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. I like that. I like that. I don't care who that is. Let's just say we're not sure where Sarah Lacina was on January 6th. What's up with my hair? I have like a loop. That's all we're gonna say. And also she's insufferable and probably a sociopath. Is she going to win? No. Next person. This is Janine. UX designer Janine Zhang is ready to navigate a different web out on the island. Oh, that's a cute little line. The 24-year-old comes to the game to make both her and her father's dreams come true, having watched the show together through the years. And while she's excited about the looseness and unpredictability the new era provides, she hopes her resume of high achievement will lead to yet another hard-earned success in her life. She's from Massachusetts. Woo, woo, woo. Work, but she lives in San Francisco. You are almost her age. That's tea. Okay, favorite hobbies, backpacking, bonus points if that leads to sleeping under the stars, photography, running. That's nothing. 3 words to describe you. Green. Both in that I absorb all new experiences / information around me and am environmentally conscious, empathetic, witty. Now see, I would not, if I just read green, I would have been like, the color? Okay, work. Okay, deadass would have been like, I don't see what that has to do with you as a person, but all right, green the color. Pet peeves, being mansplained to, people on their phones while you're hanging out. Okay. Girl, that was 50. Yeah, if you have to explain it, your words are not concise enough. You know, if you ever got on the show, you'd have to delete all your VODs and clips. Why? No, I wouldn't. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? The body of work. Period. Already very into her for reading the question, what is the accomplishment you are most proud of? And saying, the body of work that I am most proud of is my senior thesis, which bridged my 2 majors of environmental science and visual arts. They are 2 departments that have never worked together as a double major, and it took a lot of initiative to create my own syllabus and thesis which addresses both. The thesis is a true reflection of me, of my equal passions in sustainability and art. I feel like I could never have a conversation with her. I'm sorry. I feel like I could not. Who's your hero and why? My father! There it is. We did it, everyone. My father paved the way for my family and our life as we knew it. He grew up as a sweet potato farmer in the impoverished countryside of China. He eventually came to the United States, completed his PhD in genetics, and now creates biotechnologies to increase yields for those very crops. To say I admire his tenacity, discipline, and work ethic is an understatement. If I got on, and it's like, who's your hero and why? I'd be like, Joan Rivers, immigrant father card, let's go. Celine, in the last 2 seasons, there were like a solid, like, 6, 7 people who were like, my parents for immigrating to the US, and it's like, okay, we just all have the same story. Which past survivor will play the game most like? Kim Spradlin. We are 2 for 2 on Kim Spradlin. Listen, if you're a girl and you go on Survivor, you say you're going to play like Kim Spradlin. Like, it's just how it works. She had the ability to control the game based on her interpersonal relationships, convincing everyone on the tribe that they could trust her. She straddled the perfect balance of executing huge game moves without being pegged as the mastermind, and is feminism at its finest. That's a great line. Also, Andrea Belke, because she's outdoorsy, carried her weight, and manipulated people, staying likable. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? Given the evolution of the game, I see the winner as having to sit between multiple trust clusters. I hate that term. They've started using that phrase, and I cannot stand it. And they have the intuition to know when to rely. I see the winner as having to sit between multiple trust clusters and have the intuition to know when to rely on which at any given moment. That is a horrific sentence, just for, like, reading comprehension. I can sit in that position. I can create relationships with people from completely different backgrounds and juggle the nuances of my different alliances. My athleticism and outdoor experience give me the ability to outlast, but I see my real strong suit in the outwit portion. I can read social dynamics easily, which will allow me to be ahead of the curve in terms of moves. I'll make my own moves so that at Final Tribal Council, there'll be no question of whether or not I played actively and assertively. She's not the winner for me. I like her. She's not the winner for me. I'm not even sure she'll make it to the merge. Celine says, if I ever got on, my hero would be my mystery father I've never met, and he may be dead. I don't know who he is, so I don't know. Celine, you have to go on Australian Survivor. Let's meet. No. No. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding. We'll meet him. Oh, wait, that's Janine again. This is Mike Gabler. It's unknown if Mike Gabler has the most hard... Also, let's just... What is going on here? The bright green long sleeve shirt? What is this shirt? Where would you even buy something like this? It's horrible. I hate it. I hate it. Middle-aged men should not be allowed to go on Survivor. That's my thought. Unless you're gay. It's unknown if Mike Gabler has the most heart out of the Survivor 43K. Like, if you're Ricard... I mean, Ricard's not middle-aged, but, like, Ricard should always be allowed to go on Survivor. Like, that is a beautiful man. If you are a man, like, I don't know how old Ricard is, actually. How old is he? Oh, only 32. Never mind. I was going to say, if you are a man above 35 on Survivor, you should only be allowed on if you are gay or hot, right? I just thought he was older because he's got the gray hair. He's so sexy. Fashion Nova. That green shirt is from the new She by Sharik. Not that. I'm going to pretend I didn't read that. But the trans. Some people gray early. I know. Kelly did. I'm already worried about my odds to not go gray early. I will be dyeing my hair if I go gray early. We stand trans. We stand trans. What was I looking to play? I don't know. I was gonna... There was a specific sound I was looking for, but I can't think of what it is. Okay, whatever. I don't remember. The trans catheter valve expert has made the show a household staple since the very beginning and is thinking back home in more ways than one out here. What? What does that mean? And is thinking back home in... I don't know what that means. But he's ready to dry his tears so they may help people look past his severe-looking exterior. Idaho... Oh, he's... never mind. Republican. He's 52. Horrible. Again, you should not be allowed to go on Survivor as an old man because you're probably racist. From Texas. Lives in Idaho. No iconic person willingly chooses to live in Idaho. If you could live anywhere and you pick Idaho, no. Next. Camping, hunting, fishing, skiing. Hunting who? People? 3 words to describe you. Intense, energetic, fun. Gross. Pet peeves, unfairness, and men in skinny... Oh, no. Goodbye. 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 Home of phobia. Mike, the everything has spoken. Goodbye. Be gone with your fake ass. Garbage. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? My family. It has not been easy. Life is busy. Life is hard. But through hard work, dedication, and love, we have stayed together, overcome obstacles, and are strong. What is something we would never know from looking at you? As socialized I am, I enjoy time alone. I am also more sensitive than most think. Who's your hero and why? My father. He's always there for us. He was also a Green Beret and is a patriot. I'm gonna... What's that? Step back. I think I'm gonna be sick. Imagine... Imagine saying that like it's a good thing. First boot tings. First boot tings. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Will not be missed. Which past survivor you play the game most like? If I can only pick one, then I'd say Sandra. She was always in the right place at the right time. She had phenomenal strategies and gameplay. You keep the damn queen's name out your mouth, bitch. Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? Yes, I hate him so much. I hate him. I hate him so much. Listen, no, horrible. Go away. Ew, gross. Next. Hello? There we go. Queen of gay rights. Queen of gay rights. Queen of gay rights. Queen, literal Literal queen of gay rights. Wait, this is what she said. I gotta find it. I can't find the video. Well, I was trying to find the video of, hi gay people. Are you gay? I am. Who is that? Isn't that, I can find that. Hi gay people. I hope she gets.
Hi. Hey there. I'm Janae from Mahalo.
Not you.
Hi.
Shut up. No, not you, Janae from Mahalo.
Hi. Hey there. I'm
Shut
Janae.
up! What is it? Isn't it like Chrissy? Chrissy, yeah, it's her. Where's the one I'm looking for though? Where's her hi gay people? God damn it, I can't find it. Whatever. You know the one I'm talking about. Hi gay people. This is Mariah Young. The way she's gonna get... Oh, I hope she gets that fucker voted out first. Mariah Young is a teacher and artist whose personality is as colorful as the art she creates, as well as her style. Oh god, not Janae. Yes, I love those TikToks. The 28-year-old grew up watching Survivor from the very beginning and is here to check one final thing off the bucket list of her late mother. Aww. But she feels the rawness of that experience has prepared her for the perseverance the game requires and hopes to leave the island brighter than when she entered it. Gay riots. From Philadelphia, I have some iconic friends from Philadelphia, 28. Favorite hobbies, shopping, traveling, creating content. She was not like rock climbing, camping. Like she was like shopping. I love that. 3 words to describe you. Colorful, energetic, joyful, live. Pet peeves, negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers, bullies. Slay. Slay. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? I'm proud of the life I'm building with my fiancé. But is it a man or a woman? The one where she keeps saying vanilla vodka, even though it's clearly citrus. I'm proud of being a teacher. I'm proud of making it through college. Opening my selfie museum. Wait, what? She has a selfie museum? Wait, what? I love her. What is something we would never know from looking at
AddMLR Dunce.
Hi, Manny. Thank you for the resub. Wait, work. Wait, I live for her. Queen. Okay, she's a... All right, her fiance's a man. That's, you know, we forgive. We forgive. Queen. Oh, my God. Mother. Oh, my God. I love her. I love her. I don't know about... I don't... This is me. This is me right now reading her profile.
She is the mother I never had. She is the sister everybody would want. She is the friend that everybody deserves. I don't know a better person.
I don't know a better person.
I don't know a better person.
I love her. I love her. Okay. Who's your hero and why? I'm my own hero. I save myself each and every time, but my mom is the ultimate hero because now that I'm all grown up and she's no longer here, I realize how much she truly persevered. We do have to tick one off for the dead parent category. I do love her. I'm going to let her have it. We do have to tick one off for the dead parent category. We just have to be fair. Which past survivor would play the game most like? James, don't bite the apple. Stay true to your lines as best you can and stick it out to the end. That is, I don't know that I've seen James said as someone in a long time. That worries me a little bit, but let's move on. Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? There isn't anything in the world that I cannot accomplish. My mindset has gotten me to the finish line of all my dreams, plus I'm super lovable and not an immediate threat. Is she going to win? No. I'm afraid at this time I have to say that she is not going to be our winner. But I love her. I would die for her. Next. Oh, I don't know him, but I know people who know him. Here's a heads up. I don't personally know him, but we run in some of the same circles, so I know people who know him. Owen Knight. Director of Admissions, Owen Knight, is hoping to be accepted into the Survivor's winner's circle by the end of this season. The 30-year-old fell back in love with the show as an adult and feels his interpersonal skills could get many alliance applications accepted. He feels he's perceived as a cross between a long-haired bro and a brainy nerd and hopes I can make him a big unknown on the island. No. No, he just looks like a nerd, but okay, work. Thursday from Bethesda, Maryland, lives in New Orleans and is a college admissions director. Favorite hobbies: backpacking, hiking, video games, taking coaching fitness classes. Okay. 3 words to describe you: loyal, charismatic, passionate. Pet peeves: people who are entitled. Well, goodbye. No, I'm kidding. And people who don't know what to do at a 4-way stop. That's a good pet. Can I say that's a good pet peeve? When the question is like, what is your pet peeves? Like, I want you to be saying some nitpicking ass bullshit. I don't want it to be like rude people, social injustice. I want your pet peeve to be like when people say whenever, when they actually mean when. You know, I want some ungodly, nitpicky shit. Like, when I order McDonald's from Uber Eats, and I don't ask for ketchup packets, but they put ketchup packets in, and I basically want your pet peeves to just be the beginning 10 minutes of any episode of Very Delta. You guys, have you guys been listening to Very Delta? It's so good. And she took that mayonnaise and she went, I love it. You have to listen to Very Delta. This week's Very Delta was so good. Oh, with Vander, I was living for this one. It was very good. Oh, shit. Oh, never mind. Oh, I got worried for a second. Okay, we're good. My pet peeve is slow accelerators. My car takes, I'm a slow accelerator only because my car takes a second to, like, get going. What is the accomplishment you're most proud of? Being named an admission director at my age is rare. To be named director at my alma mater reminds me that the grind has been worth it and that people have noticed how dedicated and genuinely invested I am. May I share a hot take? I think this is, I'm just gonna say this. I think working at the school where you went to college is like one of the lamest things you can do. Like, once you obviously if you work there while you're there, like, that's fine. But once you graduate, if you go back and start working, like, it's not for me. It's not for me. I see that. What if I want to be a professor at my college? Not professor. I'll add that caveat in. If you're teaching there, that is okay. That is fine. But that makes sense. Manny, that's fine. If you want to be a professor, you want to teach at college, that is okay. I don't judge that. But you go and work in, like, I don't know, to work, like, not teaching at your, didn't you work at your old schools? That's not the same thing. That wasn't, like, my career. I worked there for a little bit just, like, because they needed somebody and I wasn't doing anything else. That wasn't my career. I wasn't working there full time. It's not the same. It's not the same. I went there understanding I was going to be there for limited amounts of times. Actually. What is something we would never know from looking at you? That I'm a great public speaker and I use my people skills at work every day. Asian man of certain unfair stereotypes associated with them, and I do not fit that mold. I played football in high school, was rush chair for my fraternity, and can entertain a room of 800 people. I use my EQ more than my IQ on an average day. Okay. Not shaming people for having a job. They should have a better job. Who's your hero and why? My parents. Well, there we go. First, just outright parents. They're kind, fun, hardworking, and dedicated to one another. They're more active and social than I am. They gave me a life that anyone would dream of when they adopted me as a baby, and they have supported me in every endeavor I have taken on. I owe them everything and want to make them proud. Well, at least they're alive. Sorry, that sounded bad. That sounded terrible. I'm not judging. Sorry. Whoops. That's not how I meant that. That's not how I meant that. I just mean that we got a lot. I mean, you know, we have Dead Parent Watch on the Survivor bios. Okay, we gotta pick this up. Which past Survivor we played the game most like? I would love to play a similar game to Adam Klein. He kept his threat level low, had good relationships with everyone, and was his authentic superfan self. That is not a true sentence. He did not keep his threat level low. What? That is not how I would describe him. But work. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? I can win Survivor because I'm an unassuming triple threat. Oh, he can sing, dance, and act? Wonderful. I don't see what that has to do with Survivor, but... Socially, I'm likable and take a genuine interest with people. I make people feel like I'm interested in them because I actually am. Physically, I'm athletic enough to be an asset early in the game. However, nobody's going to mistake me for Aussie and view me as a threat to go on an individual immunity run. Strategically, I'm a Survivor super duper fan and have seen every season and watched the international versions. Did we hear Survivor UK is coming back? Work. I have studied this game and know what works and what doesn't. Most importantly, I'm pretty self-aware and know that I need to play my own game and go with the flow as the game develops. Could he be the winner? I'm not writing him off completely, but I'm also not getting that ooh-ah sensation. I can't tell what to make of him. Like, I don't know. I can't tell what to make of him. The look is giving me, like, mixed messaging. Let's read a little bit about him. Who's this? Sammy. Not 19 years old. Not get him off that island. Oh, God. At 19 years old, Sammy Leotti is this season's youngest castaway. But the excuse me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what to make of this person. What the fuck? What the fuck? There is a 19-year-old pet creep. That is what you do as your job? And it's your full-time... Oh my God. I don't know what... It's a lot. It's a lot to process right now. But the pet creator wants to use that to his advantage, looking to learn from the life experiences of his competition to endear himself as a likable kid. Because beneath the wall of genetics and great looks, oh my God, lies someone who is, at his heart, insecure and looking to constantly better himself. Oh. Woohoo. Oh God, he's from fucking Las Vegas. Who is this person? A 19-year-old pet cremator from Las Vegas. That is a lot. That is a lot. Favorite hobbies: sports, fitness, journaling. Yep, that tracks. 3 words to describe you: unpredictable, tenacious, indecisive. Pet peeves: excuses, laziness. Shocking, we would not get along. Being woken up before noon on weekends. Well, those don't quite go together, but okay. What is the accomplishment you're most proud of? Probably getting my Eagle Scout, because I struggled mightily with completing merit badges and often took 3 to 4 classes just to get them. To finally receive it made me very proud of myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Eagle Scout, like, the Boy Scouts, I don't do it. I think being in the Boy Scouts is lame. I think a lot of things are lame, apparently. What is something we would never know from Look at You? My background is very culturally diverse, with my father being an immigrant from Morocco. Immigrant parent count. It's like 3 or 4. Who's your hero and why? My grandpa, Dale Donald Mann. I like that he named him. I like that he named him. Because he's the hardest working man I've ever known, and he always made sure I knew what was important. Most important, family. He was an amazing husband to my grandmother. Seeing him build their relationship upon love and trust taught me so much about how to love somebody. And he understood me more than anyone else ever has. When I would tell him about my insecurities and self-doubt, he would help me understand how those things are actually strengths. I knew I could always count on my grandpa, and I want to make him smile from up there. Ding, ding, ding. Dead grandparent. Next. Which past survivors will you play the game with? Kelly Wentworth. Well, you could have given me about 100 guesses who he was going to say. Would not have thought Kelly Wentworth. What I admire and take away from Wentworth's game is that she never gave up until her torch was snuffed, and even when she was clearly in the bottom, she not only found ways to climb up, but she made everybody think that she was oblivious and not smart enough to foil the foolproof plan they had. Yeah, again, Kelly Wentworth plays great from the bottom. That is not something you should be aspiring to. Right, like, okay, yes, Kelly Wentworth plays a very strong game from the bottom, but when she plays from the top, in the majority, like, she doesn't do well. Why would you want to play from the bottom? Why would you not be like, oh, I'm gonna play like this, but, like, I don't want to play from the bottom. That sounds stressful. What do you believe? Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? Because I do not allow myself to not... Because I do not allow myself to not know what is going on with those around me. That is stupid. I am too conversationally and emotionally experienced with people to be unaware of my standing in the game at all times, and I am too determined and hungry to get comfortable. Everybody that I meet grows a heart on their sleeve after I speak with 20 minutes, and my competitors on the island will be no difference. No, fuck off. Not winning. Next. Alright, this is the Blue Tribe. In the words of Beyonce, category bad bitch. This is Cassidy Clark. I love her. I love her! In a different world, Cassidy Clark would have already played Survivor. The 26-year-old had been cast for season 41 back in 2020 and was days away from playing before the pandemic hit. But the devastation gave her an opportunity to prepare harder during reapplication. Now the fashion designer is... Oh, she's one of the girls who got cut when they changed to have to require 50% BIPOC on the cast. I bet you she's one of the girlies who got cut for that. Now the fashion designer is even more ready to hit the Tribal Council runway, hoping to represent her family on a show that has been a constant to them all these years. Kind of shady if they did cut her that they made her reapply. From Texas, so we don't love that because, you know, if you're from Texas and you're not racist, move away, move out of Texas. Like, why would you, as a not Republican, willingly choose to remain in Texas? Like, it does not make sense. Hi, Jacob, how are you? Jacob, who's your winner pick? Who's your winner pick? Fashion design in most forms of art, thrifting your grandparents' old clothes and knickknacks, skating, boxing, and underwater exploring. Okay. 3 ways to describe you. Groovy, charismatic, and creative. Pet peeves, narrow-minded, judgmental people. Also people who have no reverence for Mother Nature and all her beautiful beings. She is just like, she reminds me so much of some friends I have. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? I fought through many painful experiences and never let it break me or hold me back for long. I have a fighting spirit and will always be proud of my perseverance, but I am also very proud of showing my designs in a fashion show. Okay. Work. What is something we would never know from looking at you? I've always carried a deep spiritual wonder and appreciation for life, nature, and all of its many beautiful complexities. I can manifest and create anything when I surrender fully to the moment and find acceptance in it. Maintaining that flow throughout the game will not always be easy, but it is a top priority. I'm just gonna... That is exactly what I would know. Like, if I took one look at her, that is exactly what I would think about her. So I have to disagree with her assertion that that's the thing that you wouldn't know from looking at her. Just gonna say it. Who's your hero and why? I know it sounds cliche, but my mom is freaking incredible. She has faced so much adversity and never allowed it to break her spirit. That is the second time she has used that term, isn't it? Break her spirit. Right? Didn't she say it? I never let it break me. She's used that, and she talks about her fighting, so. She's a legend of Maya's and the ultimate survivor to thriver. Which past survivor will you play the game? I was like, I've always admired Kim Spradlin's game. If you are a woman and you go on Survivor, you say Kim Spradlin. She was a low-key assassin. I loved seeing a good triple threat win. She played a very strong social, strategic, and physical game. She puppeted her alliance through the entire game while keeping the target off her back. I need to go through them all more, but so far I like Owen and Mariah. I love Mariah. Mariah is mother, but I just don't see her winning. Owen, I put as a maybe, but I don't know. None of them have given me that, like, when I saw Erica in season 41, I was like, oh, the winner. Like, if any of you were here for that, like, she popped up and I was like, oh, the winner. Like, I just knew from looking at her. And last season, at the end of 41, when they played the, like, teaser video for 42, when I saw Marianne in that, I was like, oh, the winner. And then when the cast bios came around, I ended up second-guessing and not going with that. But I saw, like, I don't know. I'm just waiting for the person who I look and I'm like, oh, yes, the winner. Like, the winner. Erica. Which, I haven't done winner predictions for every season, so I don't have a definite answer on all of them. I know that I got Tommy right for Island of the Idols. Like, again, someone who just popped up and I was like, the winner. Right, like... It's how I, like, I just feel it. Like, I just feel in my soul, like, this is the winner. It's how I get, like, Drag Race predictions right. Like, I don't, like, sit and think about it and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just like, yes, I see someone and I'm like, that is the winner. It happened with Willow Pill. Like, it happens with every All-Stars. My winner pick for 42 was Lindsay, which I still stand by. You've known about the... Dustin, I've known about the winner since birth. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? I think I've got the sweet spot in all the right places. I'm physically fit and competitive. I'll be an asset to my tribe, but my slighter stature will make me appear non-threatening. I'm intuitive and an out-of-the-box thinker. My clever and witty nature will allow me to maneuver and adapt through the unexpected twists in the game. I have the ability to manipulate and persuade others, and while I don't abuse that in my everyday life, all bets are off in Survivor. My life experiences, optimistic charm, and open-minded outlook will allow me to connect deeply with others, disarm them, and form strong alliances and friendships. But I can use my logic to stay detached enough to always make the best decision for my game. When the rubber meets the road, I'll do whatever it takes to play in a powerful way. People won't see me coming, that's exactly what I'm getting at. That is maybe the best answer to that question I have ever read. If you know me, if you come to my Survivor cast of, like, cast reviews, you know that the question I look the most into is, why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? And that is probably the greatest answer I have ever read to that. Hi, Jay. How are you? I love you. I'm gonna be honest. I came into this season planning on making my winner pick a man. Like, I just had a feeling in my soul that a man was going to win this season. But Cassidy's got me rethinking that. So we will see. We will see. We'll keep Cassidy on our list. All right, now we've got him. I think I own, like, pretty much that exact shirt, I'm gonna say. Those shorts are an unacceptable length. They need to be a little shorter. Okay. Gio Bustamante. The stakes are high for Gio Bustamante coming into Survivor. The 36-year-old was forced to quit his job to be on the show, so he's aiming to come back with his biggest paycheck yet. And he hopes he can do that by giving back to a show that showed him that your insecurities can make you shine, even if they'll come to the forefront on the beach. That's nice. Men winning is... Jay, I agree, but I don't know. I just have this vision in my head of a white man winning this season. It's terrible, but I see it. I see it. And I don't want that unless they're gay. Gay white men are allowed to win Survivor. From Miami, but lives in Honolulu, is a project manager. Hiking, traveling, diving. Yawn, boring. Why would you curse us? No, I'm sorry. I can't help it. I don't want that. Maybe it'll be the pet cremator. Scooty, if the pet cremator wins Survivor, absolutely not. I don't want that. I don't want that, but I can't help. It's how I get my winner predictions right. It just comes to me. I just get a feeling. And I got the feeling of a white man winning. 3 would describe you: adaptable, hard worker, resilient. Boring. Pet peeves: I strongly dislike laziness and people don't have common courtesy. Boring. I assume he doesn't just cremate random pets. I don't think so. I think he probably, but did you, like, what? The hair is atrocious. I worked with someone who had hair like that. Oh, just got an ad. Sorry, I can't help those. We'll wait. We'll pause. We're gonna pause, everyone. We'll wait till the ad's over, because fuck the ads. I can't help them. I love how Facebook boomers were saying people like Jonathan never wins, and now Scott's back at that statement. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Sorry about the ad. Twitch makes us automatically do them now. I keep them as short and infrequent as I can, but there's only so much I can do, unfortunately. The fact that he's 19 is strange to me. That is not, like... The hair? 19. Like, you're not going to tell me that this is not someone who can drink. TwitchCon San Diego is just 1 month away. I'm excited. Who all gonna be there? That man is 29. I was thinking about my age, like 23, only because the hairstyle. The hairstyle is very young. The hairstyle is very young. He kind of looks like Calvin, maybe 24. Can I just say, we are like many weeks out from Big Brother being done, and I have already clinched the win in my Big Brother draft. I just gotta say, I kind of ate that. After this week, once Terrence is evicted, I will have officially won. Because, so, we do, if you don't know how my drafts work, we pick teams. And, so, you get, we did 4 people per team, 4 teams. So, Hope had the first person to leave on her team. The next 7 eliminations were from the same 2 teams. I did not have someone... The first person I had eliminated from my team was Kyle. The literal first person from my team eliminated was Kyle, who was worth 9 points. Like, my team is Michael, Taylor, Kyle, and Turner. Like... I ate. I set the record for, it's the record for, of all the drafts for Big Brother I've done, I set the record for latest having your first person evicted. I'm almost definitely going to have the highest score ever. I have, what else do I have the record for? Oh, this is the first time I've done a Big Brother draft, and the winner has been decided before finale night. Like, I fucking ate with this draft team. Okay, let's keep reading this. I knew it. I knew he was girly pop. What is the accomplishment you're most proud of? Being that English is my second language, I grew up in the hood and was homeless for a period of time. The accomplishment that I'm most proud of is graduating with my associate's degree with a 4.0 GPA. You already know I shared my thoughts on people who graduate college with 4.0 GPAs. What is something we would never know from Look at You? I grew up shy, quiet, and in my head, which made me a thinker and very analytical. People also don't see that if they mess or compete with me, they will lose. My whole new alter ego comes out, and that turns me into a beast during any competition. Who's your hero and why? My husband is my hero because he is everything I have. He motivates me and has encouraged me through so much. He is also in the military, so he's a real hero in life. Press X to doubt, but I knew it. I saw him. I said, hey, gay people, are you gay? Because I am. I knew it. I knew it. I could tell. I could always tell. Which past survivor would play the game most like? It would have to be a combination of Cochrane and Boston Rob. Boston Rob. I'm not as physical as Rob, but I'll be strategic like Cochrane. I'm hoping that by the end of the season, people will see that I played my own game. Did we not learn that for one, Cochrane and Boston Rob are very different players? They have sort of the same base strategy of just like big alliance, stay true to that, but that's not how the game works these days. We saw how it goes for a Boston Rob when he plays. No. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? Because in life, I am already a survivor. Excuse me. In life, I did not have the luxury to mess up and have people help me. In life, I struggled and fought hard for everything I've accomplished. I have the fire in me and the willpower to show the world that I deserve to win. I will not let anything or anyone get in the way. I'm ready for this, and I will not let this opportunity of a lifetime go to waste. The world will see that Gio Bustamante has arrived and I will win. Okay, I do love that line, but that is not a good answer to that question. Are foreigners allowed on Survivor? So Dustin, recently, starting in season 41, which was like this time last year, people from Canada are allowed, people from Canada can be on. In fact, the past two winners are both from Canada, and that's why there's no Canadians on this cast. There's like one, maybe, I think. They said, all right, enough Canadians winning Survivor. We're stopping casting them. This is James Jones. That sounds like a fake name. They knew I'd win 43, so they couldn't cast. No, I can't say. Never mind. You didn't hear anything. I need to do my application. I need to apply. I'm behind. I know that, I think Quaddy and Bryson have. Can you imagine if me, Quaddy, and Bryson all got cast in the same season? James Jones has always been able to adapt ever since he became a fish out of water on a college campus of 13,000. And when the 37-year-old saw Earl Cole win Survivor back in 2007, I need to apply for Maple. You better get on Big Brother. I've never applied, so tempted now that I can. Survivor Twink Island. Not Quaddy. Oh no, not Quasha. He not a twink. The boy's beefy. We love Quad. Can we get a shout out? Well, true. Can we get a shout out for Quad, please? 37 from Philadelphia. Event planner. That's cute. Favorite hobbies: curating events, finding the best cocktails in the city, reading, writing. Work. Now, those are maybe some of the best answers we've ever had for favorite hobby. Those are such good answers. Oh my god. Like, because we always get hiking, swimming, being outdoors. Like, I love a very creative answer. 3 words to describe you: confident, casual, self-aware. I'll allow self-aware as one word. Pet peeves: really bad customer service, pushy salespeople. Damn it, Dustin. Make me do everything. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? Winning the United States chess... Oh, excuse me. Winning the United States Chess Open, largest chess tournament in the USA, for my rating bracket when I was 12. You are playing against grown people, and I won $1,200. That seems low. That's low, surprisingly. That was like $100,000 to me at the time. It gave me the confidence that I could do almost anything. That's impressive. What is something we would never know from looking at you? I grew up in the church. I was an usher and sang in the choir from age 16 to 17. My dad was a deacon and my mom was a deaconess. I do have a love for the word deaconess. Nerd, you want to know? You guys know me. You know the board game. You know the board game wall. Can I tell you I am god-awful at chess? That is a true fact at me. Isn't it? It's so weird. I'm not good at that, like, I don't know. I'm not good at that, like, visualizing, planning out, like, 10 steps in advance. Like, I'm not good at that. It's so weird. But, yeah, I'm not good at chess. I have a deep faith, but it's my own faith. I don't talk a lot about it. It's a big believer, blah, 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 blah. I'm not y'all know I'm not an organized religion person, except for Judaism, which I do have a great respect for. Who is your hero and why? My mom. She overcame a lot to raise me and give me the foundation to be the person that I am today. She made sure I was raised in a safe house. I read that as like a safe house, like the police thing, and I was like, what? And I was like, oh, just like a safe house as a cons. Made sure I went to church to develop a moral compass. Took me to Black history workshops as a child so I had a sense of self-worth. She made sure I got into the best public school in the city, then made sure I could travel the country as a middle schooler playing chess. She passed away 5 years ago. Ding, 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 ding. It feels bad every time I do that. She passed away 5 years ago, and as I grow older, I grow to admire her each day. It feels bad every time I do the ding, ding, ding bell for the dead parent watch, but they just do it a lot. Which past survivor will you play the game most like? Sandra's anyone but me will always be my strategy. I will allow him to say Sandra. Mike, not allowed to say he plays like Sandra. Mike can choke. Mike can choke. Fuck that bitch. Still hate him. Still heated about his profile. Will always be my strategy as long as I see a path to the end and I'm with people or have people in which I trust. If I don't have that, I will be an agent of chaos, wrestle with charm. I'm playing to win and not for 7th place. I can't judge putting wrestle because I feel like if I was on Survivor, I'd be such a paranoid mess that I would just become an agent of chaos. Like, I don't know. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? I thrive and find a certain comfort in chaos. Me. I say that I thrive in chaos and conflict so often. That's like one of my go-to things. Like, I thrive in chaos and conflict. Managing events at a club on a Friday night, anything can happen, but whatever issues pop up, you have to handle. That takes interpersonal skills if it is dealing with people, and that takes general problem-solving skills when dealing with a venue, and you still have to make sure everyone at your party has a great time. Okay. Winner? We'll see. Bad bitch. Category. You do not thrive in conflict. I do sometimes. I do thrive in conflict. I thrive if I'm the one having the conflict. IDK, if you thrive in interpersonal chaos. I love a screaming. Like, I'll just, like, actively fight and argue. I love arguing. That's what, like, I love arguing. Carla Cruz Godoy has always lived with the motto, if you don't like something, change it. The 28-year-old grew up in a low-income household, building resiliency that got her a prestigious scholarship and an impressive education to boot. She comes to the show wanting to provide more representation, hoping her social and eavesdropping skills will lead to her thriving once more. Loving arguing doesn't mean you thrive. I thrive in chaos. Her hometown is San Diego, but she moved to Newark, Delaware. Now, why would you do that? Occupation, educational project manager. Favorite hobbies, traveling, brunch. I do like brunching as an answer. 3 words to describe you. Ambitious, gregarious, adaptable. I like gregarious as a word there. Gregarious means you talk a lot. Pet peeves, tardiness, pessimism, slow drivers. Okay. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? My parents are Mexican immigrants who became teenage parents at the age of 16, which led me to grow up in a low-income community where college was only a dream. Fortunately, school became a safe space for me where I felt loved, cared for, and seen. I recognized that through school, I could follow my passions and, most importantly, get out of the hood. I'm proud to say I'm the first in my family to graduate from high school and the first to graduate from college. Those usually go hand in hand. And I did it all with a full-ride scholarship from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's Millennium Scholars Program. This queer Chicana did that. Work. What is something that we would never know from looking at you? I'm incredibly competitive and an overachiever in every aspect of my life. Work. Who is your hero and why? My grandfather, Eliza Fat Gador. Didn't I say, I like when people say like my grandfather or something and then they name them. I don't know what it is. It's just a little thing that I really enjoy when people actually like, when they're like, oh yes, this person is my hero. And then they name the person. It's a little, It's a stupid little thing, but there's such a, it's nice for me. He immigrated to the U.S. from Chalapancingo, Guerrero, Mexico to provide a better life for his family, and he instilled strong educational values in me. He loves his family and my grandmother unconditionally. He's the most important male figure in my life. He is. He's still alive. Did my headphones just turn off? Yes, they did. Oh, it's because there's no... Oh, it's because we're just doing this, so there's no audio playing in my headphones if there hasn't been audio.
Honey, this is how you throw a party, Amigos, bitch.
When's Lindsay Lohan gonna do Survivor? That'd be wild if Lindsay Lohan just showed up. Like, not Celebrity Survivor, just normal Survivor. Which past Survivor played the game most? Like, Sheree Fields, because she was an incredibly well-rounded social and analytical player. I love Sheree. I would not call her well-rounded, because I think Sheree obviously falls out on the, you know, physical portion of the game, and that's definitely an issue with her. She was loved by all. She knew when to stir the pot, and she knew how to keep a strong social game that would take her to the end. I'm physically strong, so I'll use that as an added advantage. There we go. They keep announcing Netflix project with her that never come out. Honestly, it's kind of cunt. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? I'm adaptable, resilient, gregarious, which she's just reiterating the words, and my ancestors have my back. I'm confident in my social game that I'll build relationships across differences and get along with just about anyone. My wife and my family, my heart and thoughts, I know I'll make it to the end. Okay. Okay, you'll make it to the end, but will you win? I didn't see the how I'll win in the answer, so. Work. Lindsay Carmine. Lindsay Carmine has lived a life of service. Has lived a life of service, whether working as a nurse or supporting her family through both triumph and tragedy. But one thing's clear, she's playing Survivor for herself. The 42-year-old is capitalizing on a dream that spans over 2 decades, but she sees herself as the underdog due to her age and perceived Southern hospitality. But make no mistake, she's ready for the front lines of the game. 42, from North Carolina, but she lives in Pennsylvania, and she's a pediatric nurse. Favorite hobbies? She has 2 names. Vote her out. Volunteering, traveling, reading, exercising, gardening, and projects on her homestead. Any and all outdoor adventures. Spending time with family and friends. Okay. 3 words to describe you. Relentless, resourceful, compassionate. Okay. Pet peeves. People that cut in line. Smacking gum when people play games on their phone and don't put the phone on silent. Yes. Okay, now that's what I said I was looking for. Like nitpicky shit. People playing games on their phones and don't putting the phone in silent. Yes. Okay. What is the accomplishment you are most proud of? I've never strayed from my goals, even when people tell me my expectations are too high. The common assumption is that you can have it all, just not at once. I'm here to show you that you can. I look around at this life that I've very intentionally created for myself and our family and think, what if I listened to everyone and just stopped dreaming? I wouldn't have any of this. What? Okay, sure. What is something we would never know from Look at You? People are mostly surprised at how competitive I am, especially as I get older. It's as if people think I should have outgrown that phase in my life by now. I come across as non-threatening, and it is very intentional on my part. This is going to help me in the game. Okay. Who's your hero and why? Healthcare providers, specifically my coworkers and nursing school best friends who I relied on for strength and support while I care for COVID patients during the pandemic. Work. We like that. Which past survivor you play the game most like? Natalie. Anderson? Mental and physical strength. Sarah. Ew! Stop! If you say you are going to play the game like that rat-ass bitch, Sarah Lucina, I just assume you're a bad person. Like, you can pick anyone else, and you choose to pick Sarah Lucina? Like, no, I just assume you're a bad person. Michelle. Social. Isn't it? I presume she means Michelle Fitzgerald, which I do have to make a note of, is Michelle with 1 L. Unless she means, like, Michelle Schubert. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? I have 20 years worth of reasons why I'm going to be the sole survivor. Okay, that's not an answer. Listen, I don't think you should use social media. Michelle, oh, she does mean Michelle Visage. You're right. Listen. Do I think it's wrong to use social media to cyberbully people? Yes. But do I enjoy posting negative, mean things about Sarah Lucina on the internet? Yes. Of course I do. That's what the internet is for, bullying Republicans. I have 20 years worth of reasons why I'm going to be the sole survivor. She has 20 years worth of reasons. She can't name one. She said, all I can picture when I read that is in Donatella Versace. Trust me on this one. Donatella Versace's 73 Questions with Vogue. Okay. Donatella Versace's 73 questions with Vogue. They ask her at one point, like, it's either what her favorite song is or what her favorite Lady Gaga song is. And, you know, in her accent, she just goes, "Million reason." And that's all I can picture there. Why are you going to win? A million reason. No. Two, he's going to be real enthusiastic. We would not get along. Ryan Medrano. From a young age, Ryan Medrano had to learn to solve things his own way. Born with mild cerebral palsy, he worked up from not being able to walk to becoming a personal trainer. He's had to read body language and facial expressions to anticipate next moves. Lips! Okay, before we get into Ryan, we will do lips. You know what? Because today's a special day and we're back, we're going to do Lips Plus. Where the hell is that? We're doing Lips Plus.
We love you for watching this evening, but this is for New York. Young and pretty, riding the subway, riding with people. Up in Harlem, down on Broadway. You're no tramp, but you're no lady. Talking that street talk, with the heart and soul of New York City. And love is just a passing word.
Come on!
It's a thought you have in a taxi cab that gets left on the curb.
Pick that up and come on.
When he drops you off at East 83rd, whoa,
play with me, play with me.
You're a native New Yorker. You should know the score by now. You're a native New Yorker.
Find me.
Come on, if you know the words, let's go. Yeah,
little vamping. Oh. Oops. Yorker.
And guess what? No one opens the door. For a native New Yorker.
Here I go. They should send on J Love shirt. Delete that shit. Get that. I don't want to see that. In the words of Tyra Banks, get the off the screen. I'm not watching that. They should just have Wendy Williams on every season as Lips. Like, she should just be allowed to come do a performance. All right. We're having a treat today, everyone. We don't do it that much anymore. We are going to do Lips Plus. Yes, this is the one I wanted. We got Wendy versus the Killer.
No, Halloween's not my favorite thing because I always feel as though that's a free pass for the killer. Don't let the killer get you. Like Halloween, I think it's for ghouls and goblins and for the killer in disguise to choke you out Regular scarves have the ends where the killer can come and just finish
you off.
I don't want to play music in the shower because I want to hear if the killer is coming. Don't you keep a bat from Yankee Stadium in your night table drawer? They're so convenient. All you have to do
clunk one time with the killer.
I've been aware of the killer since birth.
Now, I hear that you think people are always going to come and get you.
No, the killer.
Oh, the killer.
What was
like
she doing in the stairwell? Because that's where the
she
killer
says
is.
it's
And
so
now
bad.
we live in North Jersey.
Where?
But you're in Hasbro.
Well, the killer.
You know, I believe in a lot of things, including the killer.
You never know who you can meet online.
The killer.
The killer.
He's the killer. He's the killer. The killer is everywhere. He sounds like he's the killer. The killer is on the loose.
So good. The killer. You know, the little bat from Yankee Stadium, just boop one time with the killer. It is. I've been aware of the killer since. What have you? Let's ask. What have you all been aware of since birth? I'm excited for a pod. I'm just excited for Wendy Williams, the Wendy Williams podcast, to win Best Podcast at the Addisons. I'm excited for Wendy Williams' podcast to beat my podcast for Best Podcast at the Addisons. Speaking of, I have to edit an episode tonight. It shouldn't be too bad. It wasn't one of our longer ones because we talked for forever about Hope and I went and did full Dancing with the Stars cast predictions. This is my sheet. This is literally my sheet where I wrote out all my I made like 13 categories, and then Hope and I went and cast someone for every cat. Someone pick a number between 1 and 13. Someone pick a number between 1 and 13. I'll give you a little preview. But it's good. I accidentally put someone on my cat 4. Oh, okay. Pick a different one, but 4 is a Real Housewife. That one's not as fun. Pick a different one. Pick a different one. Pick a different one. Don't pick 1 either. Don't pick 1 or 4. I've seen it. Oh, I did send it to Maple. Someone pick a number between 1 and 13. 7 minus 3. I'm just gonna... No, stop it. God damn it. No, you lost your privilege. If you want to know my cast, listen to the podcast. If you wonder which housewife I put on, I cast Garcelle. There you go. There's your answer. I cast Garcelle. 6. Okay, for Maddie. Because we love Maddie. Okay, 6. 6 is the palatable gay. 6 is the palatable gay. They always have a palatable gay on. You know, someone who's gay, but who the viewing audience of Dancing with the Stars is still going to like. A Cody Rigsby, if you will. A JoJo Siwa. That type. And I was thinking, now that it's on Disney Plus, I was thinking, well, what's something like recent? I was also trying to think of like someone from a recent Disney thing who they might be like, oh, let's get them on, blah, 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 blah. They fit a few categories. Palatable gay, Disney Plus, because they were in Encanto, sitcom actress. I put on my cast as the palatable gay Stephanie Beatriz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and from Encanto. That's the reason she made it on the cast as Encanto. Right? Like, can't you see? They'll obviously keep her until Disney Week. Then she'll dance to, like, We Don't Talk About Bruno. Like, come on. I can see the whole picture in my mind, people. All right. Hometown Savannah, Georgia. Lives in Texas. Is a warehouse associate. Fishing, hiking. Ooh, this is a short one. Fishing, hiking, carpentry. 3 words describe you. Charismatic, outgoing, humorous. Pet peeves, bullies, laziness, self-attack. This is the most boring profile. This is the most basic profile I've ever read. What is the accomplishment you're most proud of? My connection that I made with my mother after her stroke. I helped her to understand that just because she wasn't the same as before, it didn't mean she couldn't live a full life. She just had to she just had to approach things from her newfound perspective. That's interesting. That's a good answer. The rest of his answer is very boring, but what is something we would never know from looking at you? I was born 3 months early with mild cerebral palsy. Doctor said I would never walk, but after 4 years of therapy, I was finally able to. That's nice. That'll be a nice story on the show. Who's your hero? Why my father, he helped raise us while fighting for our country, putting 110% into both. He's really not very verbose. Which past survivor will play the game most like? Rupert. Interesting choice. Rupert is not good at Survivor. Rupert is good at Survive. Rupert is not good at Survivor. However, one of the all-time quotes is Rupert after he gets voted out the first time when he just goes, "So much for my dreams," which is just an all-time line. One of the all-time, like, post being voted out interviews. However, obviously the number one is Jeff Kent. You know, I played in the MLB for blah, blah, blah years, and I made millions of dollars, but I wanted this one more than those. And it isn't even $1 million. It's only like 600,000 after Obama takes it. It's just, what a fucking line. Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? I'm a triple threat. I can socialize easily. I'm naturally strong and quick in puzzles. I'm great at forming bonds and can influence others with a silver tongue. I have a great resolve to do what needs to be done to earn the $1 million. This is nothing. I got nothing from this. Well, don't worry, darling, Wynn and Addison. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, obviously. I think it has the best shot it has of getting nominated is probably if Florence Pugh picks up a nomination. Or potential. I know that, like, Nick Kroll has a supporting role in the movie, so I could see him picking up a nomination as well. Because best supporting actor in a movie is not the hardest one to get a nomination for. Because I don't care for men. Okay. Work. Okay, this guy. He's got a long neck. I have a long neck, so I can say that. Cody Acid Muncher. Sorry, I would like to apologize to this man for the first two things I've said about him. That he has a long neck, and then calling him Cody Acid Muncher. He's no stranger to island life, having moved from the plains of Iowa to Hawaii years ago. His plan for playing is outlined by some of his favorite previous players. Have fun, compete, and provide. The 35? Well, I guess I can see it. Knows his wildcard image may draw a lot of attention, both good and bad, but he speculates his gameplay will be just like his hair. Relationship building in the front and wildly strategic in the back. Does he have a mullet? No. Get rid of it. Gross. Elevator sales? They got some weird-ass jobs this season. I guess it never occurred to me that elevators would be something that need to be sold. Okay, work. Favorite hobbies, going out with friends, traveling, and being outdoors. Through is describe you, optimistic, charismatic, fearless. You know what my words would be? Loud, funny, smart. Yeah, how do you sell elevators? You either need one or you don't. Pet peeves, lazy people, social media addicts, clipping nails in a public location. That one's fair. The other two, fuck off. What is the accomplishment you're most proud of? I'm really proud of the relationships I have with my family and friends. Without them, life would be boring. Knowing they're there for me no matter what is comforting. It's stupid answer. What is something we would never know about you? Several of my bottom front teeth are fake. When I was a kid, my older brother slapped me. My older brother slapped me and my teeth flew out. Let's try that again. When I was a kid, my older brother strapped me into a sled behind an ATV in a frozen cornfield. Shocking that this went poorly. And the sled flipped over. Who is your hero and why? Devin Yadif. A best friend of mine who passed from cancer in high school. His loss lit a fire in me at a very young age. That fire continues to drive me to live my life differently. And my we were so close to not parents. And my parents, as I'm grateful for them selflessly molding me into the man that I am today. He does have a mullet. Dustin, every person who comes up, Dustin's like, all right, now I'm going to go to their Instagram. Which past survivor will we play the game most like? Malcolm. Dustin, we never watched Snake in the Grass. Malcolm, he was a likable, physically skilled, humble player who used that skill set to advance his way through the game. Malcolm and I share multiple character, personality, and physical skill sets. Excuse me, that one came from, like, deep. The ability to sit back and sometimes play the role of a fool to fool the... excuse me? Let's just walk this one through together. The ability to sit back and sometimes play the role of a fool to fool the fool who thinks they're fooling you is critical in competing in this game. That is the most horrible sentence I've ever had to read. Oh, my ear itches. What the fuck? Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? I know that Survivor and I were meant for each other. Just took us 20 years to realize it. He's getting a little too cutesy with that. Act the fool, girl. Act the fool. My charismatic, fun-loving personality will enable me to build alliances. My competitive edge will keep numbers through winning challenges. Experience being outdoors will help in building shelter and sourcing food. My experiences, profession, and living in different cities have given me wisdom ahead of my time, and I'll use that to my advantage in communicating with players older than me. My active lifestyle and youthful spirit will enable me to relate to younger players. No, he will not be winning. Next. Dwight Moore. Dwight Moore has so much interviewing experience that he may be coming for Jeff Probst's tribal council job by the end of the season. The 22-year-old had a journalism career at a young age that gave him the bravery to do anything, including apply to Survivor. Despite admitting that he's out of his element, he hopes his academic skills and adaptability are able to apply to his strategy to send him to the front of the class once more. I don't like him. Age 22, Palo Alto, California, but he lives in Tennessee. Occupation graduate student. Favorite hobbies: skiing, video games, tutoring, teaching. Okay. 3 words to describe you: ambitious, confident, and strong-willed. Great. Pet peeves: someone making a reference to The Office within 2 seconds of learning my name. Now that I like something specific. Arrogance, refusal to use turn signals while driving. What is an accomplishment you are most proud of? In my sophomore year of high school, I decided to take the ACT just to see how I would do on it, and it ended up getting a perfect score. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That was great for college admissions, and it garnered me attention locally and nationally. Due to that, I've had parents in Memphis tell me that they've used me as an example for their kids to show what Black people can accomplish academically. It's not the actual score that I'm proud of. It's the idea that, hopefully, someone could feel motivated by seeing Black representation in academic space. You know, I never took the ACT. I took the SAT, and I did well enough on that I was like, I don't need to take the ACT. What is something we would never know from looking at you? That I had a whole career as a journalist that rivals that of professionals, all before I entered college. I got into journalism because as a kid, I wanted to become president and decided that the best way to learn this was by interviewing other political figures. The list of people I've interviewed includes Cory Booker, Madeleine Albright, Colin Powell, and Condoleezza Rice. I've also covered the red carpet at the National Civil Rights Museum's Freedom Awards for many years, interviewing honorees. Who's your hero and why? My parents. My dad was raised in a small town in Mississippi and is now a doctor with his own practice in Memphis, and my mom is a registered nurse turned stay-at-home mom. They've been able to do so much with their lives despite obstacles, thus being able to provide me so much in my life. Which past survivor would play the game most like? I hope to emulate Wendell's game from Ghost Island the most. He made it far due to an extremely strong social game, and I hope to create that same level of bond such that people want to keep me around, even if doing so would be detrimental to their long-term game. Also, he performed well in challenges, both in the individual and tribal phases when needed. That's okay. Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? I could be the sole survivor not just because of my social skills or intellect, but because of the passion I put into every single thing that I do in life. Again, passion is not a transferable skill to Survivor. If I set my mind to do something, I'm giving it everything until I see that goal met. I'm well aware that I lack typical skills for living outdoors, but many legends of the game lacked those skills initially as well. I've always been open to learning and adapting to my environment in order to succeed, and I don't plan on treating this game any differently, especially in the succeeding part. No, don't care for him. Next. Okay. Jesse Lopez. Jesse Lopez has lived a life rooted in pivots. The 30-year-old went from being a gang member in juvenile hall to turning his life around, now a homeowner and proud father of 2. He fell in love with Survivor when he studied voting behavior as part of his PhD in political science. Interesting! And he hopes he's able to turn those book smarts into beach smarts, even if it means breaking through an unfriendly first impression. Okay. I mean, not great that you are just assuming you're going to have an unfriendly first impression. So that's a little concerning. He's from Venice, but now lives in Durham, North Carolina. He's a political science PhD. Favorite hobbies: playing chess with my son, dancing with my daughter, binge watching shows with my wife after the chess player and dancer fall asleep. That's cute. What was the gay one's name again? Click, 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 click. Gio Bustamante. Okay, back to Jesse Lopez. I like that answer. That's a nice answer for that. 3 words to describe you: aware, ambitious. It's been a lot of reading on this. I don't know how Maddie does it. I don't know how Maddie just reads books on stream. I read 10 profiles of Survivor players and suddenly I'm illiterate. Like Leah Michelle. Aware, ambitious, unbreakable. You know what the 3 words to describe me would be? I would only need 1 word, and it would be unique. Hydrate. I don't have any water. Let me go get water. Give me a second. I'll put on something for you to watch while I'm away. You can watch, you can watch this. I'll be right back. Wait, I gotta click onto the right screen.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take
happened.
my hand.
The goose happened.
So good.
Will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough.
Oh, I love Sheldon Riley. The sing is pre-recorded, right? No. What? You heard Wendy Williams. That shit's not pre-recorded. This is my delicious polar seltzer, and I'm going to hydrate for Dustin. I burped immediately as I took a sip, and then I almost spit everywhere. Excuse me. Pet peeves, quitters, people who complain about things but aren't willing to change. Oh. And personalized license plates. I want a personalized license plate. I was gonna get AddMLR. What is the accomplishment you're most proud of? The family I've built with my wife. Every day I get to watch my kids actually be kids and grow at their own pace. That's something that I never had and always wanted. It doesn't matter what else I've done or end up doing. Building a family with my wife takes the cake. Now, I usually don't care for that as an answer, like, oh, the accomplishment I was proud of is having a family. Like, okay, whatever. But in his specific situation, I will allow it. I did see Wendy Williams. It looked like she was acting along with the recording. No, they sing live. But what is something you would never know from looking at you? I do research at Duke. You don't look at me and see a scholar. As Biggie says, though, I'm sicker than your average. Who's your hero and why? My wife. She's been with me every step of the way and had to make the same sacrifices as me to get here. I've never watched The Masked Singer. No, I think they sing live. She's been with me every step of the way and had to make the same sacrifices as me to get here. She juggles the weight of both kids, my stresses, as well as her own, and still manages to maintain her composure. She's got no fear and has always pushed me to do better. I could go on forever, but at the end of the day, I just want to make her proud. It's fine. Which past survivor would you play the game most like? I'm basically Spencer. Ooh. Not the anti-vaxxer. I hate that I was one of the world's preeminent Spencer stans, and now he's crazy. And now I'm like, oop, let's revoke that. Anthony. When is Anthony going on Survivor? I would love Anthony to be on Survivor. I could see it for him. Anthony, how are you? Or Christian, if they got jumped into a gang at 15. I'm definitely bringing an academic mindset to the game because I spent more hours thinking about how people vote than Sandra and Boston Rob combined. At the same time, I wasn't raised in Ivory Tower and have been around the block enough to know there is stuff textbooks can't teach you about real people and life. I would perish and die the first time I had allergies. No! Anthony! 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 Are we excited for the new Jackbox? Maybe after this, we'll talk through the new games that are coming in the next Jackbox. Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? I've researched voting behavior for years. I don't care if I'm out there with someone who never misses an episode of Survivor or someone who played 3 times already. They ain't gonna hold a candle to me strategically. But I'm also not an academic by nature and have gone from being a gang member to dealing with Harvard-level researchers on a daily basis. So I can adapt to any environment and build relationships with anyone. Do we know anything about the reality game, Jackboot? Yes, Anthony. I'm so excited. It's Roomerang. I'm so excited for it. What was I gonna say? It's giving over-prepared. It's giving Sasha Bell's Notebook for Drag Race. Mother. What a queen. What a queen. Salzo, thank you for being here. Queen. Justine Brennan. Bad bitch. Love her. Justine Brennan grew up in a household that taught the value of hard work. Her parents built a life for her and her siblings after immigrating from the Philippines. The 29-year-old's fandom ignited when she binge-watched the series during quarantine, and she's excited for the new era where things will move will move as quickly as her speed through 40 seasons of Survivor. There's just an extra move in there. California. Oh my god, Marina Del Rey. That tracks. 29 cybersecurity sales. Just like, wasn't Brett from Big Brother 20 in cybersecurity sales? That man is so hot. Y'all know Brett from Survivor? Okay, wait. I think it's Brett Robinson. Oh, that's also apparently the name of a vacation rentals. Like, that is a very hot man. Let's go to his Instagram. Could get it. Favorite hobbies: cooking, oil painting, golfing. Okay, those are kind of different. I always like asking straight men about shaving their legs. Maybe he just is not maybe he just doesn't naturally have very hairy legs, or maybe he does shave them. I mean, he doesn't have really. He might just not have hairy legs. I mean, because he doesn't have a hairy chest or arms, or like he has pit hair clearly, but maybe he's just not a naturally hairy person. 3 words to describe you: self-sufficient, resourceful, witty. Pet peeves: when people walk slowly right in front of you, when you open the door for someone and they don't say thank you, and people are passive-aggressive. Okay. Showing porn, and you love it, Anthony. At least I'm showing porn and not posting porn. Sorry. My parents, what's your accomplishment? My parents let me borrow their 20-year-old Lexus SUV a few years back, and I immediately ran the passenger side door into a 4-foot-tall concrete pole by making a sharp right turn and not seeing it in my blind spot, crashing a car. That's gay rights. To fix the destroyed door would have cost more money than the car was worth, so I looked at websites of a few junkyards, found one that had a 2000 gold Lexus LX 470, bargained it down from $750 to $400, and installed the new door on Thanksgiving Day. Aside from the passenger window now being tinted, it was like the accident never happened. Now that is an answer to that. Now that is an answer to that question. Because people always put like these boring ass answers. But that is like, that's so fun. That's so fun. What is something we'd never know from looking at you? I think a lot of people think I'm an unathletic girly girl, but my dad raised me to be the son he never had. I grew up racing dirt bikes and going to fishing derbies. And at my high school's traditional junior versus senior... At my school's traditional junior versus senior girls powder puff football game, I put a girl in a headlock and tackled her to the ground. There's photo evidence. Fishing derbies. I presume that's like we all go to the lake and you have to see who can catch the most fish in this amount of time. Oh, I thought we were reading the bio for the hairless man. No. No, that'd be great. Who's your hero and why? Easy, my dad. He's the reason I'm athletic, resourceful, and driven. He decided to be the parent to me and my sister that he never had. He's the best, so supportive, and he never lets a day go by without telling us he loves us. He's the reason I'm in tech sales. I always wanted to be just like him when I grew up. Which passerby would play the game most like? Either Kelly or Arthur. No! No. No. She did not say Joe Anglim. Not that fucking crazy ass Republican ass, like, oh no. If you could think of like just about the worst possible person, it's Joe Anglim. Like, racist, super, super, like, MAGA conservative. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Maybe she just doesn't know? Oh, damn it. I loved her so much until she said that. Joe was obviously an insane competitor at the individual challenges, but also proved himself to be a necessary part of the tribe with how resourceful he was. Both were generally likable people to their tribes. It's necessary to perform things like blindsides in order to keep yourself in the game, but I think Kelly and Joe played it in a lawful enough way that wasn't anywhere near as manipulative as other people like Sandra or Tony. Okay, but let's talk to Kelly Wentworth did not win Survivor. Joe Anglim did not win Survivor. Sandra, Tony won Survivor twice each. Also, fun fact, Tony is Buff Boy Games' cousin. Like, I was thinking maybe she'll be my winner pick, but this is maybe the stupidest sentence I've ever read. You're going on Survivor. Why would you willingly say, I'm going to play like these two people who have not won, and I'm not going to be, you know, manipulative and blah, 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 like these two people who have both won twice. Just about the stupidest thing I've ever read. Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? In sales, I have to outwit people every day. It helps having a high EQ, and I've always been way more emotionally intelligent than book smart. That's a huge attribute when interacting with other tribe members. Having a psychology degree and being in sales gives me great people skills. Put me in a room of strangers and we'll leave as friends. I'm good at connecting with people and making them feel comfortable enough to trust me, which is key in a game like Survivor. I'm a strong competitor. Don't judge me by my size. I will never give up on something that I want. I'm that stubborn, and I do not like losing. I loved her, but that is maybe the stupidest answer to any question you could give. Let's move on. Oh, love. Naneka? I'm afraid I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Naneka, maybe. I hope she has the proper prescription to become a Survivor winner. The 43-year-old has experience with literal big moves, having immigrated from Nigeria with 2 children and a third on the way. Oh, she immigrated while she was pregnant. Okay, I was like, she's pregnant, right? Like, on Survivor? That seems like a bad idea. But it's occurring to me that she was pregnant when she immigrated and presumably has had the other child by now. As the oldest woman on this season, her experience with resilience and community building will give her a shot to play her preferred style, where she hopes to challenge the usual lying and backstabbing. But why are we challenging that? That works well. Texas, 43, pharmacist. Her hobbies are traveling, biking, and cooking. The words to describe... Oh, these are short answers. The words to describe you: joyful, hardworking, trustworthy. Pet peeves are mediocrity and laziness. Her accomplishment she's most proud of is her family. Her husband and I have made it through some rough times and have 3 amazing children. Something we would never know from looking at her is how tough, resilient, and determined she can be. Her hero is her dad. He has accomplished so much. He overcame so many obstacles from childhood through his adult years, not only thrived, but brought so many others along with him to ensure he ended the cycle of poverty that would have plagued the extended family otherwise. That's like the one answer she really went into it on. No, it's perfect. It's sim rules. Pregnant people can't die no matter what you do to them, so they're basically the strongest people in the game. Perfect for something like Survivor. There was like a string where they kept accidentally casting people who were pregnant on the challenge. Which past Survivor would play the game most like? Suri, because I love to connect and can do so easily. I will play hard without seeming to on the surface. Why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? I believe that I can accomplish anything I set my mind to, but why do you believe you can be the sole survivor? Those are different answers. I can influence others to make decisions, and they'll think it was their idea the whole time. I'm resilient too. It's not about how many times I fall, but that I get up one more time. I believe that anything worth doing is worth doing well, so I give 100% always. Okay, not winning. And finally, we have Noelle Lambert, who I will say I have seen some stuff about because she is from New Hampshire. So one of my senators actually tweeted, posted on Facebook about her. So I have seen some stuff about her. She's the only one on the cast I really knew anything about. 6 years ago, Noelle Lambert lost her leg in an accident, but the 25-year-old turned tragedy into triumph, becoming a Paralympian and competing in the Tokyo Games last year. Now she faces a very different but similarly challenging situation, being without her support system for the first time. Her aim for the game is to steer into her athletic background, surrounding herself with physical threats until she can cut their throats. She's 25. She was originally from Londonderry, lives in Manchester. Manchester is the capital of New Hampshire. She's a U.S. Paralympian. Her favorite hobbies are snowboarding, traveling, and hanging with friends. The ways to describe her are tenacious, outgoing, determined. Her pet peeves are lazy people, slow drivers, and phony people. Now those are boring ones. Accomplishment you're most proud of, like... Excuse me. That one's kind of... I mean, hers is a bit of a gimme. Like, what could it be? After my leg was amputated in 2016, I never let it define me. I returned to playing Division I lacrosse, and in just 2 years, I made the Tokyo Paralympic track and field team and set a new American record in the 100-meter dash. What is something you would never know from look? Oh, also fun fact about her is she's the first above the... They've had 2 amputees on before, but they were both below the knees. She's the first above-the-knee amputee on Survivor. So there's a fun fact for you. Something people don't think when they see me is that I am a tremendous athlete. What a lot of people see when they look at me is my prosthetic, and they feel sorry for me and doubt my capabilities. And that is their first mistake. Who is your hero and why? My mom. She is my best friend, my motivation, and everything I aspire to be. She's the most selfless and caring person I know, and I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for her. Which past Survivor would play the game most like? I would like to play a similar game as Kelly Wentworth on her 2nd season. Her tribe mates didn't think she was a big threat, but she found hidden immunity idols and created blindsides to help further herself in the game. Kelly Wentworth got a lot of play in these answers. There's like 5 or 6 people who said her. Why do you believe you could be the sole survivor? I have the ability to form friendships easily, and I'll use that to my advantage to go far in the game. I'm also good at strategizing and adapting to an ever-changing environment, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it to the end. If you present me the impossible, I will overcome it. So she's not winning, because the rest of the cast would be idiots to let her get to the end. Like, I hate to say it, but it's true. So my winner pick. No, not you. not you. I know I said I was gonna pick a man because I felt a man winning, but no, I'm going to lock it in. Addison's official winner pick for Survivor 43 is Cassidy Clark.
They try to keep you down, but there's no denying you're
champion. Actually, why am I playing this one? I should do... What do you think? Do you guys agree with my pick? Do you agree with my pick? I feel good about this. I know I was really leaning towards a man. I know I was leaning towards picking a man, but none of the men gave me that gut feeling like she does. So I'm officially locking in my winner pick is Cassidy Clark. Congratulations to Cassidy. If anyone would like in my draft, let me know. DM me. I have spots. I gotta reach out to some people. When she's an early, but we use this clip, I just don't see it for her. Like, what really, so she had fantastic answers. What convinced me, I mean, I saw her and I was like, ooh. What convinced me was her answer here. Like, this is the greatest answer to the question of why do you believe you can be the sole survivor that I've ever read. Like, that is, like, she sold me with that. Okay, there's our cast, everyone. I do love, what was it? Mariah? I do love Mariah, too. Well, I'm excited. Oh, that's the Anthony. The Anxious Anthony is here. I'm excited. Now, we wanted to talk about, the new Jackbox games. Let's just go through them a little bit. Let's find Party Pack 9. Okay, let's talk about it. First up, we'll just go through in the order they have them. Fibbage 4. We know Fibbage 4. I am again not from Massachusetts, but okay. We know Fibbage 4. It's you know, it's Fibbage 4. We do have it confirmed that Enough About You mode is returning. So that'll be fun. You know, we'll see how they changed up Enough About You maybe to make it, I don't know. I always had a few issues with Enough About You, but how is Fibbage 4 different than Fibbage 3? It's the fourth one. They changed up a little bit. It's not that different. But we'll see. Next up is Quicksort. Quicksort, everybody. Let's just watch the video.
Circus Town is a part of Funky Butt Television, distributed by Binge Pipe Productions.
Hey, kids! Do you like order? What about structure? And putting things in their proper place? Then you gotta check out Quicksort, the new sorting game from Jackbox Games. A prompt and its blocks are shown on screen. All you gotta do is sort the falling blocks in the correct order. Bam! And did I mention there are teams? Hell yeah, there's teams! Quicksort, part of the Jackbox Party Pack 9, coming this fall.
No one could build a circus that choose Circus Town.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck happened. So, Quicksort is, so basically you're in two teams that are against each other. You get a category, so it might be like, like earliest to latest release Disney movie. And then one at a time, like an answer pops down. And then one person on the team has to put it somewhere on the conveyor belt in order. And, but it's like, you don't know, you know, I could put, it could say like, oh, Coco, and I could be like, well, oh, Coco gotta go right at the end. But then guess what? The next one that comes out, Encanto, and I'm like, ah, shit, now we gotta go over, and you could stack them on each other. It seems interesting. I don't know if it's gonna be like the most frequent one into our lineup, but it seems it's an interesting concept. Again, I don't know how often we'll get to it. Next up is Junktopia. Let's watch the video for Junktopia. I don't know why it doesn't let me.
Howdy, humans!
So weird.
Welcome to Junktopia. Y'all may have noticed I've turned you into frogs, but don't worry, I'll poof one of you right back if you make the most profit reselling some strange antiques. See, I love weird old human things, but I hate their boring backstories. That's why I need you. Here's the plan. First, I'll take you to a local shop to buy a mysterious item. Then you're gonna name that item and give it some funny details. Make me laugh, gosh darn it. Finally, it's time to showcase your silly item so your peers can appraise it. The frog with the most money at the end of the game wins. Think of it like a quest to get your bodies back. A real zeros.
Okay, that's enough. So, you know, this is this game's resident, like, hey, write a funny thing, like, put funny stuff, and then get voted for. You like this one. I just think we'll have to play it. I don't see how it's gonna be. This is not that adventure game. So basically, there's a bunch of like weird items. You have to pick one. Then you have to come up with like its name and like some weird facts about it that would be funny. It seems like one that might be a little better out loud, which is obviously tough for stream. We'll see. They're like Jackbox very much like their biggest niche is like games where you write funny stuff, right? Games where you write, you know, Quiplash, Job, any of those games where you write funny stuff, funniest one wins. You know, you give it like a prompt or something, you have to be funny about it. And I don't know if this holds up to as much as some of those other ones that are in that same thing, to the point where I'm gonna be like, you know, we're gonna play like instead of Job or instead of like Quiplash, we're gonna play Junktopia. We'll see. Next up is Nonsensory, which when I first heard about it, was like, but I actually think seems really fun. Here's Nonsensory.
It has been said that humans use only 10% of their brain, and using the rest would unlock miraculous powers and abilities. This is, of course, total nonsense. That 10% number is silly. But what if you could intuit with startling accuracy what others were thinking? Let's try a test. We asked one of your fellow test subjects to make up a name. How likely is it that a person with this name is a werewolf? 50%? 80%? Something else? The correct answer is 90%. Did you get it right? Did you get close? We asked another test subject to draw a bird. From 1 to 10, how sleazy is this bird?
How sleazy is this
6?
bird? That's a very
Something
sleazy
else?
bird.
The correct answer is 9.
9.
All of you have the potential to unlock your powers of non-sensory perception. I'm Professor Nanners, and I'd like to ask you some very silly questions. Non-sensory, coming this fall to the Jackbox Party Pack. 4, 7. The correct answer is 9.
So, I actually think this one seems really fun. No. Really, Dustin. I think it's really fun, because it's very different, because you, like, what I might think, if I put, like, you know, something, and I'm like, oh, this is clearly, like, you know, a 2 out of 10, like, ugly, and then everyone's like, that shit's hideous, it must be, like, an 8. Like, I think that one doesn't play as well there. I think when we actually get around to playing it, we're going to really enjoy that one. I'm excited for it. Finally, we have Boomerang, which is maybe going to go down as my all-time favorite Jackbox game. I'm not sorry about it. This is Boomerang. There's not like a video, there's not like a trailer, because like they announced this one a long time ago. So Boomerang is a reality TV game. All right, where every round you get like a prompt that, and they're different depending on the round. But like in the first round, it might be like you moved, you know, you asked 3 words to describe yourself. What are they? But everyone has like a role as well. So it might be like Dustin, the sheep farmer. Anthony, who's never, you know, never seen a clown. Addison, who, you know, is an imaginary friend. Stuff like that. So you sort of try to like answer the questions in a funny way that like relates to your prompt. And then everyone votes on their favorite answer. And whoever wins gets an advantage. Because next, everyone votes to eliminate someone. Okay? After that, there's a vote to eliminate someone. And whoever gets the most votes is out. And they get kicked out. But it's rumoring because when you go out, you come right back in. So let's say Maple gets voted out, okay? Maple gets voted out. Boom, he slams. The door slams on him. He's gone. Then we're like, ding dong, there's a new someone here. We're like, oh, who could it be? And the door opens, and it's, oh my god, it's Mooble. Like, it always will change one of the vowels in your name. And now you're Mooble, and your character has, like, a hat or a mustache or, like, something a little different. And you get a new role. And it just seems like it's going to be so much fun. I love the reality TV. It's going to be really fun on stream. One idea I had as well is, like, if you played it in person and you turned timers off, and then you would be like, okay, we're going to set a timer for, like, 5 minutes. Everyone spread out, go socialize. Like, go strategize. Like, I'm going to have so much fun. If you think that on all of our Roomerang, all of our, like, Jackbox days, Roomerang is going to come in and be, like, a constant now, okay? Like, we're gonna play Roomerang, like, 3 times a stream. I'm so excited. Like, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a specific game than Roomerang. Like, I want to play it so badly. It seems like it's going to be so much fun. But what do you guys think? Which games are you loving? Which games are you most excited to play? Replaces the wheel. I mean, I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but I think it would probably I do love the wheel. I do love the wheel. Roomerang will be fun. I won't be able to win it consistently like I do with wheel, because it's you know, I'm gonna be a prime target to get voted out. Let's just be fair, people. Let's just be fair here. I don't care what I missed. I was doing Genshin dailies and I spent on the weapon banner. I feel sick now. Genshin. We just went over the new games coming to Jackbox, the next Jackbox pack. I don't remember any of them. There's Quick Sort, Fibbage 4, Drunktopia, Roomerang, and Nonsensory. Originally, when they all got announced, I was like, and I do think ultimately this is going to be a weaker pack than last year, probably the year before too. Like 7 and 8 were really, really, really strong. Like, it's hard to follow those up. Well, 7 was okay, but 8 was like probably their strongest pack ever. Like the only game was Weapons Drawn, and I do enjoy Weapons Drawn. It doesn't play well on stream though, and it's a little complicated to get into. Like now when I'm evaluating a pack, I'm like, okay, I look at it in 2 ways. I think, like, okay, I'm streaming. How likely am I to be like, hey guys, we're gonna play, you know, this game, whichever game it is, we're gonna play this one. You know, are the people in chat gonna be like, oh yay, that game? Or are people gonna be like, no, like, fuck you? Because there's sometimes I pick a game, I boot it up, and everyone's like, we're not playing that, and then no one joins. I'm like, okay, all right, I guess we're playing a different one. So I look at, like, you know, if I boot this game up, how likely is it that people are gonna be like, yay, and how likely people are gonna be like, meh? I think as a whole, the ones in this pack will be like, besides maybe Quick Sort, I could see people not being jazzed for Quick Sort, but besides that, like, I think I think if I picked one of the games, people would like it. How likely am I to pick them? Roomerang and Nonsensory, certainly. And if we want to play Fibbage Enough About You, we'd probably play it from 4. Again, I don't know how often I'm going to pick Quicksort. If we're doing a trivia game, I don't know. I think that one might work better in person. Just with the stream delay and stuff, it might be hard. And Junktopia, we'll try it. But again, I think it's going to come down to being, you know, am I going to pick that instead of, you know, one of the other games that fits that same mold? We'll see. And then I also look at, like, if I'm, you know, having friends over at my house or playing Jackbox, and I say, oh, we should play this game next. Like, how likely is it that they're going to be like, no, because they'll do that. They'll just be like, we're not playing that. I'm like, okay, we're going to play something else then. Okay. We don't have an exact release date yet. It's usually the beginning of October. Most likely it will be like October 13th or so. I'm gonna play so much Jackbox when it comes out. Like last year, we're gonna play a ton of it when it comes out. I'll have to see when I get time off, because that is literally the same week as TwitchCon, which I have taken some time off for, so we'll see. But besides that, 24-hour Jackbox stream. Well, I did like 8 hours when Party Pack 8 came out. Maybe I'll do a 9-hour 9 stream. That is gonna do it for today, though. I do want to eat. I know I said we'd play Jackbox today, but I think we're not gonna get to that on this specific occasion. Easing myself back in. I haven't streamed in like 2 months. Easing myself back in. So thank you to everybody for being here today. The resubs, the bits, it meant a lot. Please stick around for the raid, because we're going to raid an iconic icon of reality TV as well, and someone who I have met in real life. Tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow at 5.
Everybody hit the dancing floor. Get your freak on the dance like a pink flamingo. Like a pink flamingo.
Welcome back, Addie.
Maddie! Thank you for resubscribing. 13 months. A year. I can't believe it. I can't believe I've known some of these people that long when they hit the thing. Maddie, thank you. You guys, we are going to raid the icon Jack Connors. A king. Also was on an extended hiatus from streaming that he recently returned from. So we have to love and support. If you are not a subscriber, copy that message. It's got general Twitch emotes. Anyone can do it. If you are a subscriber, though, which AddMLR is not anymore, you could copy that. It's got my emotes. Go show Jack some love. An icon. We have to apologize for me voting him out of Survivor. It occurred to him when he was like, it was the final 5, and he was like, oh, okay, like, we can vote out this person, like, we'll have enough votes. He's like, it was the whole thing. He's like, I'm gonna block one of the other votes, like, we'll have enough, we'll get this person out. But he wanted to get out one of my friends, so I secretly arranged with them to vote out the other person, who wasn't, so not me, not Jack, not one of those two. So the votes came in, and they went out, and he was like, oh no. And he was like, well, I guess I have to win the next challenge. And then I won it, and he was like, well, shit. I was like, but it was fun. I have to edit the podcast tonight. Also, I'm in the mood to run Roblox Amazing Race. Dustin, run Roblox Amazing Race with me. Okay, bye. I'll see you all tomorrow. 5 o'clock, we're playing Hitman. I'm so excited. I haven't played any Hitman 3 levels. We're going to play them tomorrow. I'm really excited. Bye.